I want to share with you a health issue that I haven't really talked to you guys about. I've kept pretty quiet. I know, I've put out a video about my battles with OCD and panic attack and anxiety and sleep apnea and losing a father at a young age. But there's another part of the equation here that I want to talk to you about. I'm almost embarrassed to talk about it. I don't know how this is going to be received, this video, especially considering I'm in the broadcasting industry. But I'm going to put it out there anyway because I think it can help people. And because I'm on the other side, I have overcome this stuff, this issue. I feel comfortable now in that I'm not going to be judged by the past. I'm moving in the right direction. I've overcome this and conquered this. And so I want to be a place, a refuge where you can come and share your own stories. But it circles around brain fog. And biologically speaking, and again, I'm no doctor, but this is inflammation of the brain connected with your gut health. Two areas of concern for me and two contributing factors to what I've been dealing with when it comes to brain fog in the past. Now, the brain fog is not an issue now. Okay, let's get that straight. And I know that because if I were to tape a video like this with the brain fog in the past, I wouldn't be able to think of the words and have a constant stream of conversation for this amount of time without feeling like I have to stop and start. So I'm in a wonderful place right now, just as I am with the anxiety and the OCD and in the panic attack. And like, I know that I'm sort of putting myself out there. And again, I don't know how this is going to be received, especially in the broadcasting industry where everything is predicated on being quick-witted, being on your feet, being on the fly with your verbiage, and being able to be ready to respond to whatever is thrown your way as far as what you can see out in front of you, and then commenting on it swiftly. And I look back at some of my old stuff when I had brain fog, and like, yeah, I'm probably going to be a little bit more self-critical, and it's not as bad as, I'm thinking it is. But there's clearly some true hindrances and limitations when brain fog is in the equation. And so it's like I'm screaming from the mountaintops, if I look at my old broadcasts and I say to myself, this isn't my potential. This isn't what I can fully do. And now I'm in this headspace, in this great place where I'm getting all the help I need and moving in the right direction and steadily moving, as I said, in the right direction, where I don't feel like this sense of dread, this sense of despair, like what is going on with me. And what I mean by brain fog is word recall and memory. It's the craziest thing. Like, there's in the past, like when I was a child and stuff, there would be restaurants that I would go to, and I would go multiple times, and then I couldn't remember the name of them, or the name of a cousin that I just saw, or something else that I'm usually very familiar with that comes across my mind regularly and routinely, and I can't remember the name. The word recall, the memory, frustrating to me because I felt alone. I felt like nobody would understand. A lot of the stuff that goes on in the brain, you feel naturally alone because it's hard to connect with people. It's inside of you, and you never know if somebody else is going through that. But like when I get into the word recall stuff, it's like if you've ever been in a situation where you just can't, and I think to an extent everybody has varying degrees of this. But if you can't think of the right word for what you're trying to say, like you're skimming your brain and you just can't figure it out. It's as if your vocabulary list is truncated. And this could be whether you're having a conversation with somebody over the phone, in person, maybe you're sending a text, or you're writing up an email and it's just taking a lot longer for you to translate what's going on up here and what you're trying to say to what you actually say, whether it's something that you write in an email or voice in another way. And when you are trying to think about the right words and you're in that state where your brain is kind of in a haze, you think to yourself, why is it so hard to think of the words? And it's like you're overworking your brain. It's this feeling like you're running in sand, or if you've ever run with ankle weights on, you feel a lot more weighed down. Like it shouldn't, like you said, or like I say, it shouldn't be as hard as it is to do things. Yes, when you put the ankle weights on, it's a lot harder to do things. There's this extra level, this extra sheath of resistance is what I'm trying to get at to here. And as I said, a lot of it, or I've talked to a lot of people about this, and there's a gut health component to this. But again, when you're dealing with broadcasting, it's frustrating because you'll show people your work in the past, and you're like, well, now that I'm in the right headspace, I want to be judged by what I'm doing now. I don't want to be judged by what's going on there. It's a completely different story. It's a completely different story. And the mechanisms that have helped me have been, first of all, most importantly, working out and getting that aerobic exercise. And it's rigorous, vigorous exercise. I'm not talking about just walking down the neighborhood sidewalk and doing a mile. I'm talking about committing yourself to extremely tiresome workouts, 20 to 30 minutes a day. On top of that, I mentioned the gut stuff. Get enough fiber. Clear out all that stuff. Fiber, working out. And then some of the minerals I take. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you what I do. Magnesium, fish oil, bacopa, quercetin. These are natural elements, components that can make you feel better, make you feel as clear-brained and cognitively strong as I do now. The reason I talk about this is because I'm in a really exciting state to see where this takes me. I'm really enthralled to see, especially from a career standpoint, now that I feel like I can get to that potential, now that I'm on the other side of this. And I know that you can get there as well.